U Street, Navy Yard, all shut down for kids this weekend, starting at 8 p.m. Friday. D.C. police have repeatedly issued curfews to stop juveniles from terrorizing these neighborhoods, seen multiple times over the past year, but that power goes away April 15th.
7 News' Scott Newman says there is not a current consensus on the city council to extend the curfew laws, but you should expect a lot of debate over it in the next coming weeks. An anonymous tip has led to a local school track coach being arrested for possessing child porn.
Fairfax County Police say that cyber tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children pointed detectives to 28-year-old Richard Huerta. Officers executed several search warrants and say that they found evidence leading to an arrest at Huerta's Kingstown home. He's charged with 10 counts of possession of child sexual abuse material and remains in custody with no bond. FCPD says he's been employed with Fairfax County Public Schools since last August. The district is currently terminating his contract.
7 News' Adam Longo. Fairfax County is looking at a $131 million budget deficit, but a county land sale near Dulles Airport could fill that hole and then some.
I want to express my support for authorizing the sale of this county property.
Residents lining up to speak.
I stand here today to strongly oppose the proposed sale of land for the probable development of a data center.
The county was offered a whopping $166 million for a portion of the parcel, also adjacent to the Udvar-Hazy Center.
It would generate substantial new revenue for Fairfax County without increasing the tax burden.
The supervisors agreed unanimously approving the sale this week. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Who are the biggest consumers of Maryland's favorite homegrown delicacy, the blue crab? No, it's not you or your family, no matter how stained your fingers are with Old Bay. Smithsonian researchers who've been studying the issue for decades say the biggest consumers of crabs are the crabs themselves. Scientists at first thought maybe that the youngest were being eaten by fish, but no, they're being gobbled up by their parents and their aunts and uncles. Researchers say the ones who can dig themselves the deepest in the muck are the ones who have the best chance of survival, and they can turn around and eat their own young. Checking your money. The Dow Futures down 105 points. NASDAQ Futures down 87. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Prime one-day deliveries fast. How fast we're talking? We're talking tissues and hot tea fast. Feel better meds fast. Relief at your door fast. So you can actually breathe out of both nostrils fast. Like I just ordered, and it's already here fast. Fast one-day delivery to feel better sooner. It's on Prime.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
9:05 at WMAL, traffic and weather. Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Maryland, pushing out of White Oak into Silver Spring. Watch for southbound 29 slow to get past Lockwood Drive to the incident at Crestmore Drive. Then you're good into Four Corners to join the Beltway. Beltway pressures relieving through Silver Spring. Greenbelt, watch for delays on the eastbound side of 193 Greenbelt Road, trying to get up to Good Luck Road. Southbound Baltimore Washington Parkway bunching up quickly just inside the Beltway before Good Luck Road there for a crash. No late problems to report on 66 or northbound 95. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Clouds going on the increase this morning and showers in our forecast. Spring arriving at 10:46 and not too bad of a day. Upper 60s. Tonight, a few showers, lows in the low 50s. Outside the Beltway, a little bit cooler. And the weekend will start with sunshine, 70 degrees. Saturday. On Sunday, mostly sunny, 75. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagig on WMAL.
45 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
According to a new survey, the most popular puppy name in the country is Luna, while the least popular is still Ghislaine. To be honest, I mean, if Ghislaine got lost, you wouldn't walk out and yell that name. That dog gone.
The old Jeffrey Epstein jokes. They got alive and well. You know, I got to tell you, Jeffrey Epstein's famous line. You know what his famous line was? He would ask, What's the best thing about dating a 29-year-old? What's the best thing about dating 29-year-olds? That's what what's the best thing about dating 29-year-olds? Say, I don't know, Jeffrey Epstein. What is it? He says that there's 20 of them. I'm sorry, what? Democrats, they are all Democrats pedophiles now? How about Cesar Chavez? And that woman is not, she wasn't his wife. She was his brother's wife. Democrats and sexual assault go together like carrots and peas, don't they? And keep the kids away from the Democrats. Definitely keep the kids away from the Democrats. Because they all tell that joke. They tell it better than I did, don't they? Hey, Jeffrey Epstein and all the Democrats say, what's the best thing about dating 29-year-olds? And the answer is that there's 20 of them. See, that's the Democrat Party. They should be kept away from the children at all costs. They're the party of child genital mutilation and of radical Islam. They're definitely the party of radical Islam. Not on the side of the good guys. Well, a very happy Friday to you and welcome back. We continue. I know it's a terrible joke. And I told it badly too. That's the unusual part, really, isn't it? As somebody shared it yesterday at Newsmax, and I said, well, that's a tasteless joke. I'm going to have to remember that. That's pretty amazing. With all the Democrat stuff going on all over the place, it kind of fits right in with the Democrat Party's platform. You see, CBS News, they sat down with all of the California Democrat candidates for governor. They all want to be the governor of the once great state of California. And CBS News asked them, name one mistake that Gavin Newsom has made. Name one mistake that Gavin... And that what they asked, Michael? Which is just name anything that Gavin Newsom did wrong. And we've got some fun on that today. We've got some fun on that. We really have Greta Thunberg news. Is there Greta von Thunberg news? No, she did not go to the Oscars with Leonardo DiCaprio. He brought an Italian model instead because he's Leonardo DiCaprio. And why would he come out and Greta von Thunberg? Are you kidding me? 90% of her fun is below the waterline. That's completely nuts. Now, the Democrats, they love the Iranians. They love the Islamic Revolution. They love the jihad against Western civilization because nobody's more bloodthirsty than the left in the United States and Western Europe and so on. But here's the headline out of Iran today. Iran, they love, here's the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC. Iran, they definitely in Great Britain, they love because buggery and all that stuff. But never mind that. The headline is teenager among first to be executed over anti-government protests. See, they protested and they're arrested and they're executed. And this is why the Democrats love them. See, and I love the teenager among the first to be executed. In Iran, that's enough to make your mom proud. You're among the first to be executed. Oh, my son, Babu, he is among the first to be executed. We're so proud. We're so proud of Babu. And he was named for a car bomb. He was the Babu, the car bomb. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, teenager is he's not the first, but he's among the first to be executed over the anti-government protests. And the Democrats, they like to say, oh, Renee Good, Renee, poor, innocent, murdered Renee Good, who crashed her car into a federal agent and all that good stuff, and then was shot because she was out there blocking federal law enforcement. Then when instructed by federal law enforcement officers in uniform, were they wearing masks, Michael? Because the Democrats, they're really obsessed with this mask thing. I think at home they wear different masks altogether. But amazing said, and Renee Good in Minneapolis, she was shot and killed after crashing her car into a federal law enforcement agent and disobeying law enforcement orders. And the Democrats told us that only happened to black men. That only happened to black men. Then here's a young white woman, and it really confused the Democrats. So they had to be mental. They had to be mental about it. And then their guy Alex Pretty, who always brings a gun and extra ammunition to every fight he gets into with police. And he attacks police, spits in their faces, and the car kicks out their taillights and becomes a hero of the Democrat Party, kind of like Luigi Mangione, who assassinated the CEO on the sidewalk in New York and became an instant hero in the Democrat Party because they love murder. They really do. They most of them are cowards and cross-dressers, but they're happy that other people are murdering random people for no reason at all. And the left, they like that. They like that. But back to Iran. Teenager among first to be executed over anti-government protests. And that's Iran has executed 3 men. 3. That's right out of, that's as close as they get to the Bible of the, they got 3, here it is right here. Iran has executed 3 men accused of killing police officers during anti-government protests in January. State media says the first hangings to be carried out in relation to the demonstrations. They just gunned down like 33,000 or maybe 55,000, depending on who you ask, Iranian people. Among the men was teenager Salah Mohammadi. And Salah Mohammadi, they hanged him. A member of Iran's national wrestling team. He's a member of their national team. It's like the way the Democrats feel about our hockey team, because the Democrats don't like winners, not for the United States of America. They're not on Team America at all. So Salah Mohammadi, who is a member of Iran's national wrestling team, sources have told CBS News, the BBC's U.S. partner. I didn't know that they were dating. They've got a U.S. partner, and it's CBS and BBC. Boink, boink. Isn't that wonderful? The executions took place on Thursday morning, local time, in the northern Qom province, the Qom province. And after the Supreme Court, they have their own Supreme Court, with 9 supreme leaders, I assume, upheld their death sentences, Iran's Tasnim news agency reported. Isn't that nice? The nationwide protests, which began in December and escalated in January, were met with a violent crackdown by the Iranian authorities. Rights groups say thousands of people were killed. And Tasnim, the semi-official news agency associated with Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, it's not Iran's, it's the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, but the BBC gets it wrong because they're filthies. They're a bunch of filthies. They're on the left, and they wouldn't tell you the truth if you asked them what day it was. So they're in association with Iran's, that'd be the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. That's the IRGC, which they then put in parentheses. Reported that Mohammadi plus Mehdi Ghassemi and Saeed Davoudi were found guilty of killing 2 police officers in separate attacks in the province of Qom. See, Tasnim said that they were also convicted of Moharab, which is waging war against God. You don't want that, because they'll definitely hang you there for that. It's really Allah. It's not God. It's different. It's Allah, who is bigger and better than your God. Because, Allahu Akbar doesn't just mean God is great. It means Allah is greater than your God. That's what that means. So it's like that. According to rights groups, 3 men had confessed under torture and were executed without a fair trial. What makes you say that? Why would they say that? That's to me. Their deaths came a day after Iran executed a dual Iranian-Swedish national. He's got dual citizenship here in Sweden. What are you doing in Iran? You should probably stay in Sweden. It's real nice. It's a little chillier there, I guess. Iran Swedish national, whose name was, what was his name? Because he's dead now. Karush Kevani. And he was hanged after being found guilty of spying for Israel. But I thought he was Swedish. Iran's judiciary news agency, Mizan Online, said, sure, Kevani was reportedly arrested during Iran's 12-day war with Israel last June. Sure, that's, so they've got to hang A lot of people. What was the body count? Israel didn't kill anybody, but Iran killed a whole bunch of their own people because that's what they do. They're good. It's clear to us that the legal process that led to the executions of the Swedish citizen has not been legally secure, Swedish foreign minister said in a statement. Yeah, now what are you going to do about it? They're Iran. They're going to nuke you. They're planning on building ballistic missiles that can hit you in Stockholm, and they're going to blow it up with what is somebody heard. I always loved this. Last night I heard somebody call it a nuclear weapon. It's a nuclear. No, it's a nuclear weapon. No, it's an important word. Look at the way it's spelled. Pronounce it that way. Come on. It's unclear to me why people can't pronounce nuclear. That's been true when I was 8 years old. I was correcting people. It's not nuclear. It's nuclear. Okay. Can we do that? The protests reportedly spread to 180 cities and towns around Iran in all 31 provinces. And they were sparked by anger over the collapse of the Iranian currency and the soaring cost of living. It's affordability. We should send them our Democrats. Democrats could fight for affordability in Iran because, their mental illness knows no bounds. Who did I hear today refer to severely mentally ill? It's one of the sound bites today. Oh, hey, that's right. It's Eric Swalwell. He refers to severely mentally ill Democrats. And those are the SMIDs, as they've been named here on the Chris Plant Show. The SMIDs, severely mentally ill Democrats. That's a SMID. They love their acronyms, don't they? They do. So the report is in the 31 provinces, 180 cities, quickly widened into demands for political change. And that's why they had to start murdering people by the tens of thousands. It became one of the most serious challenges to the clerical establishment since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, while a near total shutdown of the internet, except for party officials. It's like they are like Democrats in pretty much everywhere. Shut down the internet and communication services, made it difficult to find out what was happening in the country. Protesters told the BBC that the lethal crackdown by security forces was unlike anything they had witnessed before. Sure, they were killing lots of people. According to the U.S.-based Human Rights Activists News Agency, they call themselves Harana. They're Harana. They got to turn it into an acronym like that because isn't that amazing? Harana. They call it Harana. At least 7,000 people were killed in the January crackdown, including 6,488 protesters and 236 children. The Democrats like it better with the children. They like, got to stay close to the children. Sorry, just broke into Nancy Pelosi mental illness there. But Democrats are okay with that. They kill 1 million a year in the United States, and they call it choice, and they give out Lucite blocks. They give out awards. The more you kill, the more likely you are to get a Lucite block, which is nice.
I like to be close to the children.
You know how they are. Keep away from the children.
You're scaring the children.
Yeah, your face is scaring the children. You're a scary person. So we got this. So they're executing people, and they executed 3 people yesterday by hanging because they said after they were tortured, they tortured the 3 people. Did you kill the police? And so, oh, yes, I killed the police. I go, okay, but now we hang you. Now we stop torturing you. There's good news and there's bad news, and that is that they stop torturing you and they start hanging you. I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is the torture stops right now. But there's bad news. Yeah. A teenager who's on he's a champion on their national wrestling team, and they hanged him by the neck until dead. It's what they do. And the Democrats applaud them. They're not on our side. They're the left. See how that goes? Also, you see a Democrat, a member of Congress, as a staffer that repeatedly posed falsely as a lawyer for illegal alien detainees and smuggling things into the illegal aliens. Because Democrats, I think, are all criminals and cross-dressing criminals, too. That's right. Got good news and I got bad news. I got another good news, bad news thing today, too. And Democrats vote against deporting illegal alien migrants who harm animals. They want more illegal aliens that torture animals The Democrats, a couple of Democrats voted on behalf of the animals, but most of the Democrats, they voted in favor of torturing and killing animals by illegal aliens. As long as you're an illegal alien, the Democrats are in favor of, killing the animals for illegal aliens. Governor now, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, kicked out of a restaurant in Little Rock. The Democrats are waging civil war against sanity. And Chicago, I've got several Chicago stories. You'll be surprised to learn that they involve crime, theft, guns, shooting people. Chicago stories. Those are coming up as well. We're at 888-630-9625.
Nuclear. It's pronounced nuclear.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Baltimore, Washington Parkway. Watch for slowdowns leaving Greenbelt, heading inside the Beltway. The crashes before Good Luck Road. Road cruisers set up outer loop as you approach the American Legion Bridge. Left lane is blocked. Brake lights just after you come off of the 270 spur. 395 north wide open between the Beltway and Shirlington. Now heavy though. Cross the 14th Street Bridge. This takes you onto the freeway right at the beginning of the 3rd Street Tunnel. That's where work crews setting up. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Increasing clouds this afternoon, breezy and mild with a high near 70. Showers likely this evening, low 50.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast are we talking? We're talking yoga mats and fitness trackers delivered so fast you can kick off your routine tomorrow fast. We're talking weights at your door without really waiting fast. Water bottles and hydration backpacks fast and fast. Resistance bands faster than you can say feel the burn fast. More jump ropes just a hop, skip, and a jump away, aka fast. Whew. That was actually a good workout fast. Fast one-day delivery for all things fitness. It's on Prime.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Mega Millions jackpot is rising, so get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $35 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next. At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life. Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine. Not algorithms, not generic reports, but real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals. Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics, but what truly matters is what comes next. We interpret the results, connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led personalized plan you can act on with confidence. Because information alone doesn't change outcomes. At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test. It begins there. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hi, I'm Rich Robertson with our CES IT Service Tech Tip. Have you ever wondered why your office phones fade in and out or drop off to silence? Does the other person keep asking you to repeat yourself, or the voice become choppy? It could be your internet service is too slow, but most likely it's your company network. Is your phone plugged directly into your computer? Your IT guy should have warned you about that. Is your phone traffic sharing the same network as your data traffic? Your phone guy is going to tell you not to do that. He's making a sale. There are many other reasons why you could experience poor phone call quality. Either way, CES IT Service can resolve your voice over IP issues.
Don't let VoIP issues tarnish your image. Contact Rich today at 301-620-1580 or visit CESITservice.com to schedule a quick meeting. Call 301-620-1580 or visit CESITservice.com.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Know the news the minute you wake up. O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor, 5 to 9 a.m. on WMAL.
Okay. We can go to the telephones. I got somebody tweeted this at us, and that's fun. It was Faces of Fascism tweeted at us a photograph, and I can't tell whether it's real or, because you have this whole artificial intelligence thing and all that, but here's an automobile. It appears to be a white automobile. Why does race always have to be a part of everything with you? A white automobile that's painted white. The interior is not white, of course. And here on the driver's side door, just aside the door handle and below the window, the driver's side window, there's a bumper sticker. And the bumper sticker says, "Not my gun, it's your son," with an exclamation mark. And there's a little silhouette of a semi-automatic pistol after the word gun on the sticker. "Not my gun, it's your son." And if I'm not mistaken, that's one of my sayings, isn't it? I like to say, the problem is not our guns, it's your sons. The problem is not my gun, it's your son. Maybe you should stop raising criminals who have no place to go but prison or the grave. Oh, which reminds me of those Chicago stories. I can't wait to get to those Chicago stories. But here's the bumper sticker on the driver's side door, and tweeted at us a photograph. Not my gun, it's your son. Isn't that fun? That's good. And Michael checked that on the internet to see if there's anything. What did you find? A Reddit post from a couple of years ago saying, as Chris Plant likes to say, the problem is not our guns, it's your sons. And that's true. Democrats, I think, are all criminals. They're all violent criminals. Every one of them. They shouldn't be allowed to fly on commercial airliners or to own guns.
This is the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Northbound 95, no lane problems heading out of Woodbridge to the Beltway. Southbound side, though, Friday, heavy early here into Woodbridge. Again, as you push into Dumfries, 395 northbound bunched up across the 14th Street Bridge into the 3rd Street Tunnel. We're setting up road work there. Crash cleanup southbound Baltimore, Washington Parkway, just inside the Beltway before you get to Good Luck Road. That's still giving us some stop and go leaving the Beltway. Road crews are set up outer loop approaching the American Legion Bridge in the left lane, slow from 270. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Increasing clouds this afternoon, breezy and mild with a high near 70. Showers likely this evening, low 50.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Everyone says you can't earn a respected bachelor's in business online.
everyone except WGU. They offer degrees in finance, HR, business management, marketing, accounting, IT, and even healthcare management. WGU College of Business also holds ACBSP accreditation, the same distinction as other universities, charging much more. A Harris poll showed that WGU bachelor's graduates earn more than $14,000 per year after completing their degree, and grads work for top industry leaders. Learn more today.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Your chance at a jackpot is waiting on every corner. Head to your favorite New York lottery retailer and grab a Powerball ticket today for your chance to win the ever-growing jackpot, currently over $100 million. Good luck out there, New York. Please play responsibly.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader, and out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
WMAL, more than just politics, because laughter is the best medicine. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
And President Trump yesterday, just as we were wrapping up the radio show, he was meeting with the Japanese Prime Minister. And President Trump made a funny joke about Pearl Harbor because it was just hanging out there like a piñata, you know. I mean, here you are with the nice, she looks like a very nice, she really does look like a wonderful person, the Japanese Prime Minister. She's a woman. They have a lady Prime Minister now. Hillary Clinton famously lost the presidency here to Donald Trump. And then the Democrats put up another woman. What was her name again, Michael? Yeah. Kamala. They put up Kamala. And she lost, too. Who did she lose to? Oh, she lost to Donald Trump, too. The Democrats have only put up women for the presidency twice. They were both defeated in non-consecutive presidential elections. And they were both defeated by Donald Trump, which is pretty funny, I think. Especially I don't know what's funnier, the Hillary part or the Kamala part. That's both pretty good. Both pretty good, I got to say. Let's go to the telephones, talk to the nice people. We are at 888-630-9625. 888-630-9625. Yeah, all kinds of mayhem going on in Chicago because they have all those Democrats there. You know how they love to shoot people. Again, the problem is not our guns, it's your sons. And that's that tweet is making the rounds a little bit, and Democrats have seen it. And one of the first Democrats said, what does that mean? What does that even mean? The problem is not my gun, it's your son. The problem is not our guns, it's your sons. And Democrats look at that and they shake their heads. They don't know what those words mean. They're not very intelligent people. They're not wise people, not learned people, not good with the language. All right, let's go to the telephones, Michael. 888-630-9625. Let's go to Lee, calling coincidentally, perhaps, from Leesburg, Virginia. Lee, you must be very famous in your hometown. Lee, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Yeah, they even named the town after me. Hey, Chris, I've been talking to a lot of Republicans about this war in Iran.
Uh-huh.
And, there's this hand-wringing that I hear going on, and to me, it's rather sad. But in my view, this war going on right now is, I want my side to win, okay? I am not interested in seeing America lose, and these people are trying to philosophize this war, and it reminds me of Vietnam. It reminds me of, like, what I kind of grew up partly in that era as a kid, but it's the idea that should America be fighting foreign wars, or should America, be winning a war, and it gets mired down in all this garbage. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, if I'm a jet fighter and I'm flying over Iran right now, and I want to go and do my bombing run and come back alive. And, I feel the same way about them too. I want to see my guys come back and win. I don't want to see my guys be losing a war. And so that might sound probably simplistic to a lot of people. It's like, you're just a warmonger, or you think just winning a war is just a great thing. And well, when it's our guys, I want my guys to win the war. Okay. Yeah. There's no middle ground. I'm not interested in seeing my guys lose. So I feel bad. I mean, I listen to like Tucker Carlson and stuff from time to time, and he's going to he is like to the Iran war what Jane Fonda was to the Vietnam War.
Wow.
You just sit on the sideline, and what you do, you just throw shots at American troops and shots at people. Hey man, this is our country. These are our people. These soldiers represent me. And I'm tired, I'm tired of seeing Iran killing our American soldiers. I'm tired of having them export their terrorism to our people. And I've been living with this, since 1979. I mean, I remember very consciously about what happened over there and what happened to the 241 Marines. I remember that very distinctly when that happened. And then nothing happened after that. Nothing happened to those to avenge the murder of those Marines, and that's really stuck in me for decades. So I have no qualms about this at all. The Iraq have done, those mullahs have done nothing to endear me to them, nothing. And all they've done is they hate me. Okay, they hate this country. They're killing our soldiers. I'm not, and I don't want to see them have a. And for the people who keep saying, well, this is a war choice or whatever. Yeah, it is kind of a war choice. But Donald Trump ran on. He said every single event he did, Iran will not get a nuclear weapon. And you know what? That's not going to happen now. If one thing has happened, it's the result of what's going on. Number one, Iran's not going to be exporting terrorism the way they used to anymore. Number two, they're not going to be getting a nuclear weapon anytime soon. So.
You covered a lot of territory and you did it quite well. And it's true. I think that the Islamic Revolution, they've not endeared themselves to anyone, certainly not to the United States of America or to Israel, the great Satan and the little Satan. And they plan to annihilate us all by enriching uranium for the purpose of building nuclear weapons while simultaneously extending the range of their ballistic missiles to becoming intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, atop which they could put nuclear warheads. They have enough enriched uranium right now to 60% enriched. It ought to be about 90% to build a nuclear weapon, but it only takes a couple of weeks while you're enriching, spinning centrifuges and so on to go from 60% purity on your uranium to 90% purity. Then you're good to go with 11 nuclear weapons, which you should assume they will use unhesitatingly, and they'd be very happy to do it. They're pleased. They're a suicidal death cult, but they're also a homicidal death cult. And I got to say, one of the things you're talking about, Tucker Carlson, and, you know, Mark Levin, you probably know this, Lee, but Mark Levin calls him Tucker Carlson, because which is a hilarious nickname. And apparently Tucker Carlson taking money from Qatar, which provides safe haven to Hamas leaders and others. And apparently, according to Mark Levin, and he checks his facts, he's very good at this, and he has a legal mind when it comes to all this. And Tucker Carlson, and you say he's going to be the Hanoi Jane of the war with Iran. Tucker Carlson, that is big. And I was trying to think of an Iranian city that begins with a T, because Hanoi Jane, we got Hanoi Jane, I guess we got Tehran Tucker, could be Tehran Tucker, I guess, is the easy one, the low-hanging fruit there. And I always liked Tucker Carlson. I liked him on the air. I liked him personally. I always liked him personally. But there's a lot of madness out there these days, and Israel dragging us into war to the point where the President of the United States and the Prime Minister of Israel have to come out and clarify what media figures are saying. Say, well, no, the Jews didn't drag an unwitting Donald Trump into war against the world's #1 state sponsor of terror in Tehran. But Tehran Tucker, Hanoi Jane, Tehran Tucker might go there, and Tehran Tucker Carlson with the Mark Levin edition of Carlson. And yes, I want our troops win. And I've got to say this too, Lee. I didn't see this coming. I didn't see President Trump going after Iran on this level, military level. The bombing run with the B-2 bombers to take out the nuclear sites and saying, well, we really knocked out their nuclear sites, and then we learned that they've still got underground facilities, just like in that movie Top Gun Maverick, which is all about Iran. They don't call it Iran in the movie, but it is all about Iran. The F-14 and the underground nuclear facilities on the side of the mountain and all that stuff. This is what the military has been looking at for decades now, knowing that Iran, when I was at the Pentagon 20 years ago, we were being briefed on Iran building their underground nuclear facilities into the side of mountains, and I got briefings on what it would take to bomb them into oblivion, and it was going to be very, very difficult to do even 20 years ago. And I've been watching this very closely. And Lee, you say that you're watching there are a lot of hand-wringing coming from conservatives because, President Trump also, Lee, said that, no more foreign wars, no more endless wars, not going to get into that sort of thing. This is not an endless war. It is foreign, of course, but I got to say, Lee, and then the Democrats wanted to debate the meaning of the word imminent, because the word imminent was used, Lee, when talking about Iran's ability to be bad actors and hurl either a dirty bomb with enriched uranium and not a nuclear, exploding nuclear device, or we wait for them to build an actual nuclear bomb. And Lee, I got to, what does the word imminent mean when it comes to the world's #1 state sponsor of terror, radical Islamic terror, suicidal, homicidal death cult, looking to perpetrate mass murder, and we know that that's who they are. What does imminent mean, Lee? Because I've actually debated this or brought it up. I'm not debating actively, but raising the question, what does imminent mean when it comes to Iran, the Ayatollahs, the mullahs, with nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles atop which they might mount them? Is 8 years imminent? Is 4 years imminent? Is 1 year imminent? What does it mean? And the Democrats will just argue at you and get spitting mad and furious, to argue the meaning of the word imminent. And I got to say, when it comes to Al-Qaeda with nuclear weapons and ICBMs, imminent means stop it now. Stop it now. You know what imminent is? We're going to imminently stop them from building nuclear warheads and putting them on top of their ballistic missiles with ever expanding
Chris,
range.
I would just add, look, I'll just finish with this. They drew the sword decades ago. Okay, they drew the sword against America decades ago, and they're just getting what they asked for. I'm 100% behind our troops. I'm 100% behind this mission. I'm 100% America. Kick their ass. Kick their ass. I'm not interested in having the Iranian threat in our country, as invoking a fatwa to, like, we're going to start taking out American politicians like there was against Donald Trump, etc. You draw a sword like that, you know what? You punch back.
Yeah.
I'm tired of America just sitting there and waiting for something to happen next.
Right.
When they threaten our president, they threaten people of the administration, you punch back.
Yeah.
They drew the sword first. You hit back.
Yeah, you're right. They drew the sword on us in November of 1979, overrunning our embassy, taking hostages, and that's a violation of diplomatic protocol for Democrats that are. But you're right, and they sent 2 men to the United States to assassinate President Donald Trump. That's much more recent than 1970. That still tells you who they are today. It tells you who they are, and these guys are they're the barbarians. They're terrorists. They've taken over a country. They brutalized their own people, tens of millions of their own people, and they brutalized the hell out of them. They slaughter them and they execute. They're hanging them yesterday, including one of their champion national team wrestlers, and they hanged him, accused him of killing a police officer, which we'll never know whether they actually killed a police officer. It'd be impossible to know for certain. But they're hanging people. These are the bad guys, and the Democrat Party thinks that the status quo is preferable. And I got to say again, I didn't see President Trump doing this. I didn't see this coming a mile off. But when it started, I said, look, President Trump is not to be messed with. He's not kidding. And when he makes these promises on the campaign trail, crazy Democrats don't understand. Wait a minute, you're actually following up on things that you promised the American people when you were campaigning for the office. That confuses the hell out of the Democrats, of course. Because that's why would anybody do that? Make good on a campaign promise. It is amazing. And there is a point at which, if you're taking the long view, a point at which it's going to be too late. Well, America dithered for long enough and for too long. And now Iran has 11 nuclear warheads atop ballistic missiles. And Tel Aviv is the first city to go up in a mushroom cloud, and the rest to follow. And they'd be celebrating and dancing in the streets in Iran, the regime and the supporters of the Islamic Revolution would be. And it's honestly, again, when you're talking about nuclear weapons, Lee, in the hands of radical Islam, what does the word imminent mean? How imminent does it have to be before you decide to take military action against people that have promised to kill millions of you while they're building nuclear weapons, enriching uranium, and extending the range of their ballistic missiles? I marvel at that, honestly. Lee, fun call. Thank you for getting the ball rolling here today.
Good day, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks, Lee. That's great. That is great. And ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. I've always enjoyed intercontinental ballistic missiles. Going back to my earliest childhood days, I was like, wait, explain ICBMs to me. Let's talk about that. Explain to me how nuclear weapons work. I was 8 years old, 9 years old. And I was like, how many continents are there? And explain throw weight to me. I'll be out on my Schwinn. I'll be out on the Stingray. Then I'll be back to learn more about nuclear weapons. 888-630-9625.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
The
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Road crews are now set up on the Beltway outer loop as you pass River Road toward the American Legion Bridge. They're blocking the left lane. Delays begin back at Old Georgetown Road. And if you're coming off the 270s first, we'll plan for a little extra time through there. Looks like road crews are setting up right as you get into the northbound 3rd Street Tunnel, coming off of 395 northbound, which slows us back off of the 14th Street Bridge. 295 southbound still on the brakes before Burroughs Avenue toward Pennsylvania Avenue. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Increasing clouds this afternoon, breezy and mild with a high near 70. Showers likely this evening, low 50.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Powerball jackpot is rising. So get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $85 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so, too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you've tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. MHIC 140530.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
WMAL, making sense of education, because what's happening in your kid's school matters. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Now, Old Dominion University just had a radical Islamic jihadi terror attack. And now they're going to start asking incoming students about their criminal history. I think that camel has left the barn, hasn't it? Let's go to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Robert calling from Charleston, South Carolina, to talk about nuclear weapons and ICBMs. Roberto, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Yes, I just wanted to say that a while back I saw a video about how it's detonated and all that kind of thing,
Nuclear weapons?
Yes, that's right. It has to be detonated above the ground, of course, maybe a few thousand feet, so that it covers, so that it detonates more.
Maximize the blast radius.
Exactly. And that all takes a lot of precision. It has to be done precisely correctly, and precisely the timing has to be right. That's not an easy job. So that means that it's not that they're going to get the refined nuclear material, but also that they get all of this. Everything has to work. I mean, you just can't get pieces and parts and put it all together. You're going to have to get experts from the outside, because it's doubtful that they have all of those people. These are people who really know their stuff. I mean, it's just not anybody you'd find along the street, and I'm not so sure that they're going to be able to get it together that fast. So, you know what, the head of state of North Korea called Donald Trump, and he said to him, "Hey, I got a big red button right here on my desk." Donald Trump will say, "Yeah, I got a bigger red button, and mine works."
Yeah, mine works. Yeah, I remember that. That was very funny. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, nuclear weapons are not easy. It's difficult science. And ICBMs, you launch. We put multiple independent reentry vehicles, MIRVs, with like 8 warheads on one bus. They call it a bus, the platform that the nuclear warheads are mounted on, inside of an ICBM that might be launched from a ballistic missile submarine or from a field in North Dakota. But you're right, and the bus launches into outer space, right, Robert? And it travels around the world in outer space, and it re-enters, and we can drop one warhead off over Minsk, and one over Moscow, and one over St. Petersburg. Yeah. And you're right, they have to detonate above ground level to maximize the blast radius. If it hits the ground, it'll blow up and it'll be a big deal. But yeah, to maximize the blast radius and the effect of a nuclear weapon, it ideally would detonate thousands of feet above ground level. Yeah, so you were learning all about nuclear weapons, Robert. It's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but it's very dangerous. If you ever make a mistake and walk into a room that's radioactive or something like that, where there's radioactive material, and open up by accident, you can get into big problems. And one time I talked to a guy who...
running out the clock on you.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, sorry, it's nuclear weapons. We'll have to continue.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. President Trump says he's not planning to deploy troops to the Middle East, even as the U.S. relocates more troops and weapons to the region.
The Pentagon announcing it is now deploying the venerable A-10 Warthog attack aircraft. That's not just a 50-year-old plane. It's something beloved by ground troops, firing nearly 4,000 rounds a minute of highly depleted uranium, probably the only uranium that the Trump administration wants to see in Iran, attacking the small boats associated with Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps. AH-64 Apache gunships also getting in on the action off the southern coast of Iran and the Persian Gulf.
Fox News' Lucas Tomlinson in Dubai. As that buildup continues, Iran continues to hold the Strait of Hormuz, driving up oil and gas prices.
The White House insists any pain Americans feel at the gas pump will be temporary. But how long is temporary? That's anyone's guess, as we have seen international crude prices jump more than 50% in the last 3 weeks alone. Oil prices pulled back from their highs on Thursday after the president said he had spoken with Israel, telling them no more attacks on Iran's energy fields. The U.S. is certainly not alone in trying to curb rising energy prices. Several European nations and Japan issuing a joint statement yesterday expressing an eagerness to ensure ships can safely pass through the Strait of Hormuz.
Fox News' Mark Meredith. Maryland's Republican lawmakers want to create a 30-day gas tax holiday for consumers, but they've hit a roadblock.
Procedural hurdles will prevent them from introducing a bill in the state Senate, but delegates in the House say they'll propose it as an amendment to the budget, which the chamber will debate next week. House Minority Leader Jason Buckles says suspending the gas tax could lower prices by approximately 46 cents a gallon. The spokesperson for Governor Wes Moore says waiving the tax would cost the state about $100 million in revenue that goes to its transportation fund. And if Republicans want to lower costs for Marylanders, they should tell the president to stop the war. Heather Curtis on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Maryland Democrats are moving to make the verbiage in the state constitution gender neutral, and Republicans are not having it.
It's so embarrassing. There's been so many bills this session that I have been shocked that the Democrats have been working on.
Republican Delegate Lauren Eric not supportive of House Bill 1488 and the proposal to replace words like mankind with humanity and is with their. Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller's recent testimony all about change, though.
A constitution is not just a record of the past. It's a guide for the future.
The Delegate April Miller would rather the parties focus on affordability and other issues. She's spoken with her constituents, telling Spotlight on Maryland.
And this does not seem to be high on their list.
Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
Coming up later this hour, the official start of spring.
Our spring equinox is usually, but not always, on March 20th, hitting at 10:46 a.m. Eastern Time this year. It's when the Earth's equator lines up directly with the center of the sun, with no tilt toward or away. It's not true that everyone gets exactly 12-hour days and nights on the equinox, because we see the sun as a big, bright disk, not just a single point in the center. Also, sunlight bends as it passes through Earth's atmosphere. Exactly equal days and nights happen on the equal lux. This past Monday or Tuesday in the U.S., it depends on how far north you are. The days get longer now until the summer solstice. Chris Foster, Fox News.
Checking your money, the Dow is down 140 points. NASDAQ is down 250. Up next, traffic and weather on WMAL.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
Prime One Day delivery is fast. How fast are we talking? We're talking game night delivered by tomorrow night fast. So we can win fast. Cards fast, puzzles fast, team games at your door in a day fast. Doesn't matter what the game is, we will dominate fast. We're talking game over, you win fast. Fast One Day delivery for the win. It's on Prime.
Finally, car shopping made for you. Meet Car Gurus Discover, a new search feature where you can look for vehicles using your own words. Whether you want great gas mileage or extra trunk space, simply type it in, and Car Gurus Discover will give you real shoppable listings that match. It's no wonder Car Gurus is the #1 visited car shopping site according to SimilarWeb's estimated traffic data. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at CarGurus.com. Go to CarGurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's CarGurus.com. CarGurus.com.
Eve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
The outer loop of the Beltway heading westbound is still a little slow off and on from New Hampshire Avenue around to Georgia Avenue. Then very slow once again today on the outer loop beginning near Old Georgetown Road down to the work zone after the Captain John Parkway before the American Legion Bridge. The left lane there is closed. On the inner loop, a little heavy off and on from Connecticut Avenue to Georgia Avenue. Then the inner loop is pretty heavy from the Baltimore-Washington Parkway down to Route 450. And then the inner loop slows again from Branch Avenue to 210 with the construction in the left lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Clouds starting to come on in. The shower threat coming in this afternoon through this evening and tonight. 67 today. Tonight will drop to about 52. For the weekend, we dry out. Beautiful day on Saturday, 70 and sunny. Sunday, sunshine, 75. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stitching on WMAL.
48 at Reagan National. John Matthews, WMAL News.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
This is big. Today, the White House asked Congress to give them $200 billion in additional funding for the war in Iran. At $200 billion, President Trump heard and was like, Iran must be getting one hell of a ballroom. That's ballroom money.
Yes. President Trump's ballroom at the White House, which is being paid for with private funds that he raised and not with tax dollars, is ahead of schedule and under budget. Ahead of schedule under so it's not a government program. That's how you know. And there are no Democrats anywhere near it. Otherwise, they'd be stealing from the pool of money. And it wouldn't be under budget because the Democrats would be behaving as the criminals that they are. So a very good and happy Friday to you, and welcome back. We continue to be at 888-630-9625. I have some terrible news, and it seems almost impossible. Chuck Norris, 86 years old, has died. Chuck Norris has died. According to TMZ, they always break all the news out of Hollywood. Chuck Norris, there he is, looking super bad. 1940 to 2026, 86 years old, Chuck Norris has died. I saw it and I thought, this might be a trick. He might be faking. It could be Chuck Norris playing possum, and in a couple of days he'll get up again and start walking around punching things. Chuck Norris, it's the old, Chuck Norris doesn't sleep. He waits. Right? Chuck Norris doesn't sleep. He waits. And now we have the very sad news. Chuck Norris, all-around fun guy, always had a sense of humor about being Chuck Norris. Yeah, and the headline, it's pretty funny. TMZ, they got Chuck Norris dead at 86. And then in parentheses below the headline, it says, yes, comma, really. Yeah, see, because everybody thinks it might be a trick. Isn't that amazing? Chuck Norris, famed martial artist and actor, movie star, in films like Delta Force and Missing in Action, is dead, TMZ has learned. He died Thursday morning in Hawaii. Hawaii? Is it Hawaii? Yes, it is. According to the family of Chuck Norris, who said, it is with heavy hearts that our family shares the sudden passing of our beloved Chuck Norris yesterday, Thursday morning. Put out the statement today. While we would like to keep the circumstances private, please know that he was surrounded by his family and was at peace, 86 years old. And the Post reads, he lived life with faith. So that's the first thing. He lived life with faith, with purpose, and an unwavering commitment to the people he loved. TMZ broke the story that Chuck Norris had been hospitalized either Wednesday or Thursday, and it seemed sudden because a source who had spoken with Chuck Norris Wednesday said Chuck had been working out and was upbeat in a jovial mood. And I wouldn't be surprised by that all because he's Chuck Norris. And now people there, I bet there will be conspiracies about this starting now. I think starting now that Chuck Norris isn't really dead. He's living with John F. Kennedy on a plantation in someplace. As who else is still alive? We got John F. Kennedy still alive. And yeah, Elvis. And Elvis is still alive. Chuck Norris, I think Chuck Norris will live on in the conspiracy theories at least. But he was always a fun guy. And he had a good time being Chuck Norris, Now, speaking of all that violence and punching and gunfights and shoot-'em-up movies and all that stuff, let's go to Chicago. Because Chicago is, they're like a Chuck Norris movie there. Isn't that amazing? And the story just broke a few minutes ago, but it popped up here. Chicago shooting. Loyola University student Sheridan Gorman, 18 years old, killed, shot and killed. And then they're holding a vigil on the campus of the Loyola University in Chicago. Very familiar with Loyola University and know plenty of people, including family members that went to Loyola University. 18-year-old Loyola University student from Westchester County killed in shooting. And here's a picture of the nice girl. WABC Chicago, an 18-year-old woman from Yorktown Heights was shot and killed while walking with friends near a beach by Loyola University in Chicago on Thursday morning. Loyola University said the woman is a student at the university and identified her as Sheridan Gorman. I know a Gorman family in Chicago, but these apparently from New York, from Westchester County. Police said the victim was with a group of friends when a male suspect approached on foot, took out a gun, and opened fire in the group's direction around 1:30 a.m. That's after midnight there. Gorman was shot in the head and pronounced dead at the scene. Police said no other injuries were reported. Can I have a physical description of the gunman? Because police identified him only as a Democrat. Police said the young woman was not the intended target. Apparently there was another person who was the intended target, but these Democrats, it's just so tragic to see a life, especially such a bright light of a life, cut short and so meaninglessly, said Yorktown supervisor Ed Lachterman. Isn't that great? Such a waste. My heart goes out to the family. Sure, that's good. But Chicago, this is what they do. In a statement, the university president wrote, "This is a tragic loss, and our hearts go out to the Sheridan's family, loved ones, and those who knew her. We're in close contact with law enforcement as they investigate and work to understand the full circumstances of this tragedy. So we got that. And I just made mention in passing that it turns out that there was a jihadi attack shooting at Old Dominion University in Virginia, where the head of the ROTC program, a U.S. Army lieutenant colonel, was shot and killed by a jihadi, a Muslim murderer, murdering in the name of Islam, which is so often the case, isn't it? But now Old Dominion University now is asking students to divulge their criminal histories following campus shooting. You can call it a campus shooting if you'd like. It was an act of jihad, and it was a shooting on campus. ODU, Old Dominion University, asking students to divulge their criminal histories following campus shooting. That's that Campbell has left the hutch there. The shooting was the gunman there who committed the murder, the act of jihad, was a student who had been convicted on terrorism charges and wasn't deported after he served jail time for supporting ISIS. And he is a legal immigrant to the United States. This one, I think he was from Lebanon, right? This is not the one that was from Sierra Leone, the murderous jihadi killer Muslim man. That was a different one from there. Old Dominion University is asking current students to answer questions about their criminal histories after an ROTC instructor was killed and 2 students were injured. And it's great. One of the students in the ROTC class stood up, produced his pocket knife, attacked the jihadi, and killed the jihadi. Now, there's a young man who's going to make a great Army officer. He's already got his first kill, and it was in the ROTC class at Old Dominion University when the jihad showed up inside their door and started murdering. And this young man, a future Army officer, ROTC, jumped up with his pocket knife and killed the jihadi himself, took matters into his own hands. That guy should be brought to the White House. They should get a Presidential Medal of Freedom, not who do the Democrats give them, like to Charles Manson, and they love giving the Presidential Medal of Freedom to all the wrong people. So the perpetrator was a student at Old Dominion University, had pleaded guilty to federal terrorism charges in 2017, for which he spent 8 years in prison. He was sentenced to 20 years, and then a judge let him out early. Pretty amazing stuff. So framing the request as an additional step to further strengthen our awareness and support of the campus community. It's a community, The email from the university's registrar's office included a questionnaire that asks each student to share their past felony convictions. Hey, why didn't I think of that? That's a good idea. Hey, are you criminals? Are you a bunch of criminals? You could be criminals. So we'd like to ask you if you guys are criminals. That's Old Dominion. That's the jihad thing. But yeah, back to Chicago, because the 18-year-old girl, young Sheridan Gordon, was murdered while walking on the beach late at night with a group of friends. And they say, oh, she wasn't even the intended target. So there was an intended target, apparently. And that's, hey, my daughter's going to school in Chicago. Oh, Chicago, isn't that kind of dangerous? Isn't it run by Democrats? Aren't Democrats all violent criminals? Yeah, pretty much. That's what's going on. So here's also in Chicago. This is a more fun story. Listen to this story. It's similar but different. Here's the story from CWB in Chicago, the TV station. Concealed carry holder, that is someone who can carry legally, which is hard in Chicago, carry a concealed firearm legally because you have a permit for it. Concealed carry holder killed a 16-year-old who tried to rob him at gunpoint, officials say. And here's a little map of the city of Chicago. This is close to where the Obama Nada Library is being built, that Soviet-style monolith, that horrible-looking, the ugliest building in the United States of America, quite possibly. And talk about budget overruns. Boy, there are budget overruns on that thing. And there's no library because Obama supporters don't want a library. They want and maybe an indoor shooting range so they could hit their intended target and not accidentally kill the wrong 18-year-old girl. But here it is. This is fun because the concealed carry holder killed 16-year-old who tried to rob him at gunpoint, officials say. And I love this. They love the ages. The ages are very important. The story begins. A 27-year-old man. That's the first words they give you his age. A 27-year-old man shot and killed a 16-year-old who tried to rob him at gunpoint on Wednesday afternoon on the far south side of Chicago, according to police. According to preliminary information, the man is a licensed concealed carry holder who was working in the area of the 11,700 block of South Normal Street. So when the boy approached him around 3:36 p.m., the middle of the afternoon, Chicago Police Department said the 16-year-old tried to take unspecified property from the man while displaying the firearm. I'm going to display my firearm now. I'm going to lay it out on a table with green velvet. I'm going to display my firearm. The man drew his own firearm and shot the 16-year-old in the chest, police said. See, that's the happy endings. And a lot of news stories have happy endings, and this is one of them. Officers responded to the scene, administered CPR in an attempt to save the boy, but he was pronounced dead after being transported to Christ Hospital. That's a good hospital to go to there. The shooter appeared to have involved an exchange. The guy started an exchange of gunfire, so the criminal fired his gun too. Police recovered 2 handguns at the scene and found shell casings at more than one location. Bullets also struck the man's work van. Got him right in the work van right there. After the shooting, the man drove away from the scene and called the police from a safe location to report what had happened. Witnesses told investigators they saw 2 other men flee the scene on foot following the shooting. Those are going to be the 16-year-old criminal's friends, aren't they? But it was unclear if they were involved in the incident. So we got that concealed carry. That's a good day. Good day with concealed carry, I got to say. Hey, a guy tried to rob me. Oh, don't you have a concealed carry permit? Yes, I do. So what'd you do? Oh, I displayed my handgun, and I shot the criminal in the chest and killed him. Oh, can I buy you a beer? Because that prevented a bunch of other crimes from happening because the criminal, well, although 16 years old, tragic. Again, the problem is not our guns. It's your sons. And this is more proof of that. And again, the bumper sticker making the rounds today. It's not our guns, it's your sons. Bumper sticker. It's causing a lot of anxiety from Democrats who are calling it racist. I'm not even kidding. Online, the Democrats are calling it racist to have a bumper sticker on your car. And this is on the driver's side door of the automobile. Not my gun, comma, it's your son, exclamation mark. With a silhouette of a gun on the bumper sticker. And Democrats are angry. They're angry about everything, but they're angry about the bumper sticker. And Democrats say, that's racist. How is that racist? The Democrats, the party of the plantation and of slavery and of the Confederate States of America, call everything racist. And then they abort 40% of the black population in the womb and give out awards for it. Aren't they amazing? Yes, they are. Boy, oh boy. Also, the mayor in Chicago, Brandon, I've got this one for you. Brandon's Bodies. What is that? What is that headline? I've got that coming up because the mayor of Let's Go Brandon, he's taken action on the matter of crime in Chicago. That's coming up.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Prime one-day delivery is fast. How fast we talking? We're talking tissues and hot tea fast. Feel better meds fast. Relief at your door fast. So you can actually breathe out of both nostrils fast. Like I just ordered, and it's already here fast. Fast one-day delivery to feel better sooner. It's on Prime.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Mega Millions jackpot is rising, so get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $35 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
You know what they say. Early bird gets the ultimate 30A vacation rental. Wait, they don't say that? They do now. Book early and save over $530 on select homes for week-long stays with Vrbo. That's the way to 30A.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is built for March. The tournament is unexpected. Rewards are guaranteed. DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering the most generous rewards in the market. With DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, you're not betting what might happen, you're betting what's happening. New to DraftKings? Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code HEART. That's code HEART to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets instantly, in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Blue Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Your chance at a jackpot is waiting on every corner. Head to your favorite New York lottery retailer and grab a Powerball ticket today for your chance to win the ever-growing jackpot, currently over $100 million. Good luck out there, New York. Please play responsibly.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life.
and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
WMAL's Vince Colonnese, weekdays at noon on 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Yeah, so in Chicago, let's go, Brandon, Mayor Johnson there. He's a former school teacher, and he's very, very unintelligent and has a poor command of the English language. But Mayor, let's go, Brandon. He decided that there's a technology created by the patriarchy. You're welcome. It's called ShotSpotter. ShotSpotter. We have them in Washington, D.C., too, because all the Democrats that shoot people, there are so many criminals, these Democrats. But in Chicago, a bigger city, they have even more criminals than Washington, D.C., although they don't have Congress. So there's that. But listen to this. The mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, the headline is Brandon's Bodies. They're talking about dead people. Chicago, the city of Chicago, terminated its relationship, right, with ShotSpotter in 2024, September 23rd of 2024, a gunfire detection system deployed in 12 of the city's most violence-impacted neighborhoods. How do they decide? ShotSpotter pinpointed the locations of suspected gunfire to exact street addresses and locations within those addresses, such as in the alley, on the sidewalk, and on the side of the house. The ShotSpotter will tell you. And he said, we don't want that. And Mayor Brandon Johnson stubbornly refused to reconsider his decision to dismantle the system, even though the vast majority of Chicago aldermen, the city council members, many citizens, victims, advocates, and even his own hand-picked police superintendent asked for ShotSpotter to remain in place. But he said, no, we don't want that. And now you call 911, and it used to be the ShotSpotter would tell them exactly where the gunfire was. And he said, we don't need that. The people at CWB in Chicago, they posted a long list of people shot in Chicago since 2024, since he made the decision. And it's kind of an amazing collection here. They've got, starting on September 23rd of 2024, people shot 30-year-old black female, sure, 45-year-old Hispanic male, 19-year-old black female, 48-year-old white male. How'd that happen? I need the color of the person who shot him, I think. A 53-year-old black male, a 14-year-old black male, a 30-year-old black female, a 33-year-old black female, a 27-year-old black male. It goes on and on, kind of like that. And every now and then, like 1 out of every 16 it says white. But the Democrats, this is the kind of city that they create. They're Democrats.
This is the Chris Plant Show. WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10:30. Good morning. I'm John Matthews. Breaking now, actor and martial artist Chuck Norris has died after being hospitalized earlier this week in Hawaii. Norris, known worldwide as the star of films such as The Hitman, Delta Force, and The Colombian Connection. He marked his birthday earlier this month by posting a video showing him sparring with a trainer. Chuck Norris was 86. On one of the holiest days of the Islamic calendar, Iran fired on Israel and energy sites in neighboring Gulf Arab states, ending oil and gas prices soaring. It also issued a new threat to defy safety to its enemies in parks, recreational areas, and tourist destinations worldwide. Iran says it'll deny its enemies their security while insisting it's still building missiles nearly 3 weeks into the war. Pentagon looking to extend its presence of the National Guard in D.C. for the rest of President Trump's term in office. Up next, traffic and weather.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in my garage over 15 years ago to make custom blinds easy and affordable for everyone. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Steve Hirschhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Once again today on the outer loop at the Beltway, very slow from Old Georgetown Road to the work zone that is after Cabot John Parkway, before the American Legion Bridge blocking the left lane. 95 in Virginia, northbound in Stafford County, accident activity on the shoulder after 630 Courthouse Road, exit 140. Still pretty heavy up from Centerport Parkway. Southbound 95, under speed, volume related from Route 1 and Woodbridge across the Purple Heart Bridge to 123. You're slow again after that. Most of the way down from Dale City to Triangle and then into Stafford County from 610 to 630 Courthouse Road. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Sunny and breezy, high near 70. It is 50 at Reagan National. John Matthews, WMAL News.
Imagine having complete clarity about your health, not just test results, but a clear plan built around you. Today, body scans and lab tests are easy to access, but true peace of mind comes from understanding what they mean and what to do next. At Princeton Longevity Center, we go beyond testing to deliver clarity, strategy, and physician-led care designed to help protect and extend your life. Our patients work directly with board-certified physicians specializing in preventive and longevity medicine. Not algorithms, not generic reports, but real doctors who understand your history, your risks, and your goals. Yes, we use advanced imaging and comprehensive diagnostics, but what truly matters is what comes next. We interpret the results, connect the dots, and deliver a physician-led personalized plan you can act on with confidence. Because information alone doesn't change outcomes. At Princeton Longevity Center, your care doesn't end with a test. It begins there. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Powerball jackpot is rising. So get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $85 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
WMAL, making sense of the forecast. Because you never know what Mother Nature has in store. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yeah, I got to tell you this, CWB Chicago, they put together a list of everybody shot in Chicago since the mayor did away with the shot spotter. And it's a page after page after page. And it's kind of amazing because they list the date. They give you the address of where the shooting was. And they've got a case number attached to it. And then it has sex, race, age, and fatal. Those are the columns. And under fatal, it will either say no or yes. And the list goes on and on. Black female, 30 years old, and it goes on and on and on. Here's a couple of them are like this. Black male, 30 to 39. And no, not fatal, not fatal. If it's not fatal, why don't they know his actual age? It's 30 to 39. And then they got a Hispanic female shot in 2024. And age 40 to 49. That's maybe she's just demurring, lying about her age a little bit. But I suspect, I thought, well, they must be finding these people dead and they don't have ID on them, so they must be homeless. And these are, homeless dead people. These are exactly the kind of people the Democrats want to get out to vote. Homeless dead people with no ID. Hey, what's your age? I'm somewhere between 40 and 49. Do you have an ID? No, I don't. I'm a homeless dead person. But I can still vote Democrat. Yeah, and page after page after page. Pretty amazing stuff. Male Hispanic, 18. Male Hispanic, 54. Sure. Female, black, 26. And it goes on and on, page after page. And the mayor, he doesn't want to tell you, but that's not the end of Chicago, because there's another one here. This one, while I was searching for, crime in Chicago and all that stuff. Here is again, CWB. Man who shot CPD sergeant, that's Chicago Police Department. Man who shot CPD sergeant has been wanting to shoot the police since having a, quote, spiritual awakening, end quote, prosecutors say. And here he's a black male, 26. He's 26 years old. He hasn't been shot yet, as far as we know. A 26-year-old Chicago man was detained Thursday after prosecutors said he shot his own mother 4 times. Shot his own mother 4 times. Sure. Then openly fired on a Chicago police sergeant minutes later, telling investigators he'd been waiting to shoot a cop since he had a recent spiritual awakening. That's the language that he used, he had a spiritual awakening. Judge James Costello of Abbott and Costello fame ordered Trevor Taylor detained on charges of attempted first-degree murder of a peace officer, attempted first-degree murder, aggravated battery by discharging a firearm, aggravated discharge of a firearm, and aggravated battery of a police officer. I think he shot his mother 4 times, too, didn't he? That should be frowned upon as well. I wonder if that's illegal in Chicago. It's possible that it's not. 26-year-old man detained Thursday. Prosecutors said he shot his own mother 4 times. And then the police showed up, and he shot the police officer. It turns out it was all an ambush. He shot his mother 4 times so that the police would come, because he had had a spiritual awakening. That's what Democrats call it when they want to murder everybody. So and then he's got all these charges going on. According to a detention proffer presented by Assistant State Attorney Mike Pecara. The crime spree began shortly after 11 p.m. on Saturday. And they give the address here where Taylor and his 63-year-old mother shared the first floor of a 2-flat building. That'd be 2 apartments, probably on different floors. Pecara said the 63-year-old woman was in bed watching television when she heard Taylor pacing in the hallway outside her bedroom. A moment later, she heard gunshots and began screaming for help. When she looked toward the bedroom door, she allegedly saw Taylor, her own son, standing there before he fled the scene in his Toyota Corolla. You get an ad for Toyota Corolla in here. And the Toyota Corolla sped off deftly. The woman managed to get to the front porch and called for help. Help me, I'm on the front porch, reaching her other son and 911. She was transported to a hospital with gunshot wounds to her thigh, ankle, and buttocks. Right. Less than 2 miles away, just minutes later, Chicago police sergeant was driving her marked squad car toward the Calumet 5th District Station. And as she, the female police officer, turned north on Corliss Avenue from 114th Street, Taylor was allegedly headed southbound in his Corolla. Here's his mugshot. He's got a little beard, little goatee going there. He's a black guy. See, as the 2 vehicles drew within just a few feet of each other. Taylor fired 5 shots through his own front windshield. That's you don't have to say front windshield. You can just say windshield. Through his own windshield. Toward the sergeant, Picard said, the prosecutor. A bullet struck the sergeant in her upper left thigh, and her squad car was hit twice. She pulled over and radioed that someone had shot her. And she said it's a Democrat. Be on the lookout for Democrats. Picard said the sergeant's dash cam recorded the shooting. The video clearly showed clouds of smoke rising from the driver's side of Taylor's windshield in his Toyota Corolla. I'm just going to keep saying Toyota Corolla as they brought it up here. And as the 2 cars converged, the sergeant was taken to a hospital, treated for the gunshot wound. Back at the scene of the first shooting, where he shot his mother repeatedly, definitely a Democrat, Taylor's brother had arrived and was with officers when he received a text message from Taylor saying he was sorry. He shot his mother 4 times and then went and shot a police officer. And then he texted his mom, sorry. Yeah, feel a little awkward. Sorry I shot you, Mom, 4 times. Isn't that great? So that's great. Officers accompanied the brother to the gas station, listen now, where Taylor arrived in the Corolla and was taken into custody. They love this Toyota Corolla. It's a big part of the story. It's a bigger part of the story than the gunman. Officers recovered 2 9mm handguns from Taylor's car. One on the front passenger seat loaded with a round in the chamber, and a second on the passenger's floorboard locked open with an empty magazine. Well, she had already shot everybody, his mother and the police officer. And sure, the ATF, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, it's a convenience store. Traced the gun, allegedly showed Taylor purchased both weapons at a local sporting goods store. But I thought you couldn't just go buy in Chicago like that. They banned them. But the mayor, you know what the mayor's doing? He's making sure that more people get away with shooting people. Isn't that great? So that's crazy. He shot his mother 4 times, shot a police sergeant, a lady police sergeant. And he didn't even get shot to death. And it's the rule. We know from The Fugitive that when you shoot a Chicago cop, that they kill you. That's the deal, you know. In fact, we didn't play the clip from the movie The Fugitive the other day when it was St. Patrick's Day. They got a scene in the movie The Fugitive where it's St. Patrick's Day in the parade, and you know, and what's his name, Tommy Lee, is marching in the St. Patrick's Day parade in Chicago where they dye the river green and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. And my brother Brian is in the movie The Fugitive. He's in the movie. He stars in the movie The Fugitive. He has a very prominent role. He's dressed in scrubs and pushing a gurney in the hospital when Tommy Lee goes into the hospital. And he goes by in a big rush. It's like, hey, that's my brother Brian. That's important stuff. Yeah, Tommy Lee in The Fugitive on St. Patrick's Day, marching in the Patty's Day parade in Chicago. Oh, that's true. Yeah, it was one of the local TV news stations. They were down there watching the parade and the St. Patrick's Day parade, and they said, hey, is that Tommy Lee Jones, the movie star, marching in the parade? And they said, what is Tommy Lee Jones doing here, marching is he just like an Irish drunk? What's going on?
And you're seeing Tommy Lee Jones right there. And Tommy Lee, hi, Bob Dorn. Tommy Lee Jones. Okay, I just wanted to tell the guys an interesting anecdote. I'm interviewing the superintendent of police. Yeah. And you and your buddy run by here like you're looking for some bad guys. We are. And they said, who are these guys? And they saw you guys run by. I said, well, they are chasing bad guys, fictitious bad guys. Fictitious cops chasing fictitious bad guys on a really good day. Right. What's the movie you're shooting? It's called The Fugitive, and it stars Harrison Ford. Warner Brothers will have it out in late this winter.
Late this winter. Dr. Richard Kimball. Dr. Richard, isn't that right? Dr. Richard Kimball. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, and that's we meant to play that on Patty's Day, but we failed. So it's Friday. We'll make up for it now. And we're talking about Chicago, and the guy shot his mother 4 times, and he shot a Chicago police sergeant who's a lady, and a nice 18-year-old college girl, Loyola University, shot and killed by a Democrat walking on the beach in Chicago with a group of friends. And police say she was not his intended target. Somebody else was. 18-year-old college student girl shot in the head and murdered Chicago. And then the 16-year-old robbing somebody at gunpoint and he robbed the wrong guy at gunpoint because the guy he robbed at gunpoint is a concealed carry permit holder, and he shot and killed the 16-year-old, which is great. Brandon Johnson is making sure that the shot spotter system is taken down so you don't know where and when people are being shot, because he doesn't want people to be caught, right? Isn't that great? And there's another story, and just amazing, take down the shot spotter. That's a good idea. Is it working well? Yes, it is. Is it making the city safer? Yes, it is. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Democrats. Also, amazing story out of Chicago. I was going all over the CWB website this morning. Chicago man bought and resold soda, like, liter bottles of Pepsi Cola and stuff. $1.5 million food stamp fraud scheme in Chicago. Chicago man has been sentenced to more than 4 years in federal prison after admitting he ran a years-long scheme to fraudulently obtain more than $1.5 million in federal food stamp benefits, which he used to purchase soda and then resold for profit. See, because you can't just cash it in, so you got to go buy foodstuffs, and he'd buy soda. And then he'd take the cases and cases of sodas and go sell them at bodegas, as Dr. Jill Biden would call them, neighborhood bodegas. He'd sell them at small stores because he got them for free with food stamps. And I got to say, he's very industrious. The judge sentenced him, Judge Stephen C. Seeger, no relation to Bob Seeger, and the judge ordered that Quinones, his name is David Quinones, 45 years old, give him 4 years in prison, and he's got to pay, allegedly, $1.554 million, more than $1.5 million in stolen food stamps that he bought sodas with, went and sold them to store owners, and got $1.5 million. Police would only say that he's a Democrat, Quinones, and actually he's been ordered to pay $1.554804. So 1.5, it's $1,554,804, and he's got to pay that restitution to the Department of Agriculture for the food stamps, because and again, if you're willing to work that hard, you should probably just have a job, don't you think?
The Bogotas of the Bronx.
The Bogotas, exactly. The Bogotas of the Bronx. All right, and with that, let's see. Let's go. Hey, we've got Chicago people. Let's go to the telephones. Let's go to Nick calling from Chicago, Illinois, on line 6. Nicholas, you're on the Chris Plain Show.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was telling the screen. Hi. I was telling the screener that here in Chicago, I remember clearly the days of the publicity where Johnson, the mayor, wanted to get rid of the shot spotter system. It was presented in contract that it has to be at least 90% effective and correct, and it turned out being 94% correct. With spotting where shot came from, which is where the name comes from. So, and I believe it was the cost of the thing that he did not like. You want to get rid of. I think it's like $80 million a year. I forgot what it was. It's seemingly a lot of money, but then when the police can get to a location where shots are fired, what does that cost when somebody is discouraged later on from shooting at somebody? So that's it. And you got a great show. Nice talking to you.
Oh, thank you, Nick. That's nice. Yeah. They're Democrats. They don't care about human life. That's one of the things about them, is this whole human life thing. Let's go to the phones again. Let's go to Kevin, also calling from the once great city of Chicago. Kevin, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Morning, Chris.
Hey,
You're
Kevin.
very Chicago-centric today, aren't you?
There's a lot of Chicago news today. Yeah. I didn't set out to do that. I just started. I looked at like crime, and suddenly Chicago was cascading in front of me.
Yeah, and with primary elections the other day, it's going to keep cascading in front of you.
They don't pick the best people, do they?
Oh, no. We got Juliana Stratton, who Pritzker funded completely, and in her 7 years as a lieutenant governor, the only thing I ever saw her do was be the first person in Illinois to purchase legal cannabis at minutes after midnight, the day it became legal.
Woohoo! So she's stoned, too. On top of everything else, she's super stoned.
Oh yeah, she's going to be a great senator.
Yeah. Democrats, they love crime, don't they?
Yes, they do. I'm a Loyola graduate.
No kidding.
And yeah, went 45 years ago.
Oh, your phone skipping out? Hello? He's gone. Something's gone terribly wrong with Kevin. Kevin is a retired Chicago police officer. I saw on the big board here, and Kevin wanted to talk about good. So Kevin's going to have to call back in, I think, because we had some sort of, I assume it was the NSA, the National Security Agency. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, but Kevin, Chicago police. I don't know. I bet he knows the website Hey Jackass, right? Because the website Hey Jackass, they keep tabs. I shared with you yesterday. We were 19 days into the month. There had been 19 homicides in Chicago and I think 55 shootings. Today, so far this month alone, there have been 21 shot and killed. 21 people shot and killed. And the mayor's done away with ShotSpotter. But 57 more have been shot and wounded this month. It's more dangerous than downtown Tehran. You know why? I think you know why, don't you? Democrats. We're at 888-630-9625.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
AmeriQ Credit Union's rewards and high-rate checking accounts are worth celebrating. Open an AmeriQ high-rate checking and earn an unprecedented rate on the first $10,000 in your account. Or open an AmeriQ rewards checking account and earn cash back, travel, and more with every grocery visit, every swipe, and everyone you know. Discover checking accounts worth celebrating and open an account today at ameriq.org/checking. AmeriQ and you. Let's connect. Insured by NCUA.
Morning people wake up for peace and quiet. McDonald's breakfast people, we wake up for the sweet rush of getting that warm, delicious breakfast right before it ends.
Start your morning at McDonald's and mix and match a sausage McMuffin with egg McMuffin, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Get any two for just $5 and pair it with $1.99 any size iced coffee. Save time and order ahead in the app. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's time to wake up to a chance to win. The Powerball jackpot is rising. So get a stretch in, pour yourself a cup of joe, and head to your favorite New York lottery retailer to seize the day. It's your chance to win the $85 million jackpot. Good morning and good luck, New York. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call the Hope Line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
AmeriQ Credit Union's rewards and high-rate checking accounts are worth celebrating. Open an AmeriQ high-rate checking and earn an unprecedented rate on the first $10,000 in your account. Or open an AmeriQ rewards checking account and earn cash back, travel, and more with every grocery visit, every swipe, and everyone you know. Discover checking accounts
I gotta
worth
go.
celebrating and open an account today
I'm ending
at ameriq.org/checking. AmeriQ and you.
Before I go,
Let's connect. Insured by NCUA.
Charlie, if you're watching, figure it out why I timed you out, Charlie. Figure out why I timed you out, the post you made, and then I timed you out.
How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999, or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999.
Paul's an idiot.
Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader.
You want to hang out with your foreigner friends, Charlie? Go hang out with them. They're no fucking good. Paul's an idiot. Fat fucking motherfucking stupid Englishman. He's a dumb motherfucker. Fucker.